Here now to react is Hadley Heath Manning, Independent Women's Forum Policy Director, and Richard Fowler, radio host and Fox News contributor. Hadley, I mean, Senator Schumer has really taken a beating in the aftermath of this little teeny tiny shutdown. How do you see things shaping up from here?
You know, I agree with Secretary Sanders, who said during her press conference that the two parties really aren't as far apart on an immigration deal as it may seem. It's simply been put in a crucible as we've had a government shutdown. And during an impending government shutdown, it's hard to come up with the details of a deal that address the four issues together that affect DACA recipients. And I believe that going forward, the parties, if they take the government shutdown off the table and negotiate purely on the issue of immigration, then my hope is that the parties can come together.
Richard, what do you think about that? I mean, it does seem when you look at the details that they really aren't that far apart.
Well, I mean, they aren't that far apart, but I don't think when Sarah Huckabee Sanders says that this is going to be a real fix to America's broken immigration system, that's just not true. I mean, even in the ideal where President Trump gets a wall, he's allowed to end chain migration, family reunification, also known as chain migration, and he's able to end the diversity lottery. There's still about 10 million individuals in this country who are here illegally living in the shadows that this bill doesn't deal with. And I think Congress, if they really want to get something done for the American people and fix our broken immigration laws that were written in the 1980s, then they have to look at this thing holistically and comprehensively. I think what Democrats are asking for is a fix for DACA recipients, which is not the whole immigration enchilada.
No, but it's a step in the right direction. I mean, it does. I agree with what you're saying, but it does seem like it would be hard to tackle the whole entire immigration thing right now when we've had no progress on immigration in so long. Can I turn you quickly to Davos? Just looking forward as to what's coming, this is what Secretary Sanders had to say.
The president is going to Davos to speak to world leaders about investing in the United States, moving businesses to the United States, hiring American workers, changing the direction of our economy to be one of the biggest and best and most efficient economies in the world.
So, Hadley, I mean, maybe this is the other half of that immigration discussion, is the idea of getting America back up and running and the focus there. Do you see the connection between these two?
Absolutely. I think President Trump has an important story to tell about the success of the American economy. More importantly, the United States as a country, we have a great story to tell about immigration as a part of our history. It's very important to our workforce. And that's certainly an economic issue, just like it's a social issue. So my hope is that moving forward, the Trump administration will continue to pursue an economic agenda that includes deregulation, that includes this tax reform package that's benefiting American workers, and that also addresses the issue of immigration.
Richard, more jobs is better.
More jobs is better. So here's my thing on Davos. I don't think you can look at Davos in a vacuum. I think what we saw from the president today on the tariff on washing machines and on solar panels, which I agree with, right? But a lot of folks who are going to be at Davos will disagree with vehemently because they think that this is an affront to free trade. Yeah. And so this is the president's problem when he goes to Davos. He can't say that America's open for business and at the same time stamp tariffs on industries that are booming thanks to foreign companies.
Well, sure he can. That's his opening offer. He's saying,
well, I'm not
here we
sure.
go. You want to renegotiate all these trade deals? My opening offer is I'm going to slap a tariff on your product.
Mind you, Melissa, I agree with these tariffs. I think these tariffs protect American workers, and they're long overdue. But what happens is when you go to Davos and you make this argument, I think the world's leaders and these big business owners can look at you and be like, you can't say that you believe in this when you know that the price of washers foreign washers are going to go up 20% in the United States.
That's
so
right.
I think this is a very tricky. This is going to be a very tricky needle for this president to string. Yeah. Now, what the good news is I rarely commend the president, but I think these tariffs on solar panels, as well as these tariffs on washing machines, will help companies like Whirlpool, which is an American manufacturer of washing machines, will help the American worker. And I think a lot of folks will disagree with me.
Well, but here's the thing.
I think it's a good idea.
They do know that he knows that it's counterproductive and it's going to raise the price of their products.
I don't think it's counterproductive.
Hang on. So they know that they are going to move some factories here and do what he wants in order to comply, that it's really a negotiation. It's not about the tariff.
I mean, I think it also depends on what this tariff looks like in writing, because this tariff also puts tariff on some of the washing machine inputs as well as the solar panel inputs, which could cost some American business and cost American jobs. Mind you, I think tariffs are a good thing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. David.
Thanks, Melissa.